I'm Brandi. I'm the event coordinator for the women's ministry, and I get to finish up our month here talking about grace. I want to tell you something. I have had a hard time doing this video. I've known about it for a month, and I'm a day late turning it in to Kayla because I don't know what to say to you about grace. I absolutely love that my God is a God of grace and that He provides it and that He had a huge plan from the very beginning that included Jesus and this amazing gift of grace for His people. But to be honest, I just don't always understand it. It's really big. And I think maybe because of where we've been living in Israel for the last 2 years, I think it just feels heavy and so very important to me. And it is hard for me to think about what I could possibly have to say to you about grace. So when I was thinking that I didn't have any more choices, I didn't have any more time to stall, which is what I do, I stall. I didn't have any more time to stall. So it was time for me to sit down and really think about what to say. And I just landed on the verses that have become some of my favorites over the years through some health stuff, through moving, through everything. And it's Paul in 2 Corinthians. And we all know these verses, but I'm going to read them again anyway. In 12, verse 8 through 10. Paul says, 3 times I pleaded with the Lord about this, that it should leave me. And he's talking about some thorn in the flesh, some physical problem that Paul is having, and he's pleading with God to take it away. And God said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. And Paul says, therefore, I will boast all the more gladly of my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me. For the sake of Christ, then, I am content with weaknesses, insults, hardships, persecutions, and calamities. For when I am weak, then I am strong. I don't know what Paul's thorn in the flesh was. I don't know what Paul's weaknesses were. What are the insults? I can only imagine that when he went from Saul to Paul and when he became this different person with this different life, the insults, the hardships, the persecutions that he would have faced. I can only imagine the moments that he was going through in those calamities. He says, I am content with weaknesses, insults, hardships, persecutions, and calamities. I don't know what a biblical calamity is. I don't know if that is, maybe it's birthday week and all of your family is coming for dinner on Sunday. Maybe that's a calamity. Maybe it's a calamity that the heat is broken in your house and it's the coldest days of the year, and that's of course when you notice that the heat is broken. So you wear a coat inside your house. Maybe the calamity that Paul was talking about was that he's been living in his house for 2 months and he still hasn't chosen a paint color for the bedroom wall. So it's a lot like sleeping in a construction zone, which is probably fine. Everything will be fine, right? I don't know what the calamity is, but it doesn't matter. It makes no difference in Paul's list of things what the calamity is. It's not important. The words here are what God said to Paul. Can you imagine pleading with God to take something so much? And God answers. He answers Paul, and he doesn't say, no, I'm not going to take this. He just says, my grace is sufficient, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Bobby Ann told us that grace is just something that it's what we don't deserve when we get something that we don't deserve. And the definition, I'm a definition girl, the definition of grace is unmerited divine assistance given to humans for their regeneration or sanctification. I've got a few calamities, a few going on right now. I don't know what to do with those. That doesn't matter. I'm going to hang out really close to Jesus. And then I'm going to rest and pray that he helps me to be content. Because his grace is sufficient. And with that, I get the power from him that I don't deserve. Not even a little bit. I'm praying for you today. Whatever hardship, weakness, insult, persecution, or calamity, whatever it is, I'm praying that you find God's grace to be absolutely sufficient.